What happened in medieval towns when a murder or some other crime was committed? If the wrongdoer could be identified, he was arrested by the police, the so-called bailiffs, and thrown in jail for further investigation. Then the case was brought before the town court. Members of the town council formed the court, headed by the burgomaster. Representatives of the citizenry, called lay magistrates, also had their say in the verdict. A judge presided over the trial. The proceedings were recorded by a clerk of the court. In the course of deciding on the verdict and the sentence, the court had the statements made by the accused read out in public. Medieval criminals were usually sentenced to corporal punishment. Less serious offenders were put in the pillory and exposed to public mockery. Murderers were broken on the wheel. First of all, their bones were broken, one after the other, then their bodies were attached to the wheel and left to rot. Another form of corporal punishment was the strappado. The criminal, weights attached to his feet, was hoisted up and suddenly dropped, thus dislocating all the joints in his body. Capital punishment was lawful. It was carried out in public as a warning to others. Here we see 2 adulterers impaled on stakes, and here 2 counterfeiters boiled in oil. Women who had abandoned their children were drowned. Blasphemers and thieves suffered the same fate. The sentence for repeated theft and various other crimes was hanging or public decapitation. Sometimes sentences were more lenient. Here we see the criminal and his victim shaking hands after agreeing on some form of restitution. The City Hall in Basel. This was where the councilmen of the city assembled. They were not only magistrates, but responsible for all issues affecting public life. Being a councilman was an honorary post, so only members of rich merchant families and wealthy craftsmen could afford to hold office. Women were not allowed on the council. The councilmen were not elected by popular vote, but by other members of the council. They chose the burgomaster from among their number.